What were you doing on the day that Arsenal went to Anfield on the last day of the season and won? Because you should have been there, either on the pitch.
I've got a great story.
Where were you and how did it feel?
I've got a great story, Graham. I was there. I travelled with the team.
Because you've been on loan.
I've been on loan, but my loan had finished. So I'd come back to Arsenal at the time. I was in the squad, but obviously there was only 2 subs at the time, etc. So just to be a part of it was fantastic. Normally the team leave the day before. George Graham said, "No, we're doing it SAS style. We're going to go up we're going to meet up in the morning.
George.
We're going to go in, do the business, and we're going to come out." He said, "We're going to go up and we're going to beat them 2 or 3-0. We're going to come back." And you could imagine the lads were like, Liverpool had lost by 2 clear goals at Anfield for donkey's years. Anyway, I remember the day like it was yesterday, Graham. I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning, had a shower, got my stuff together, went down to Brixton Town Hall. Dave Rocastle, wife, girlfriend at the time, Janet, lived in Acre Lane. He was coming to pick me up from Brixton Town Hall, picked me up at 5 o'clock, drove over to Highbury. We were putting the skips on it. Dave Rocastle, he's playing in the game tonight.
And he's loading the kit.
We're loading the kit. Skips and boots and you name it, everything on. So he gets on the coach, me, Rocky, Tony Donnelly, the kit man, and Frank, the driver. Up to London Colney we go, meet all the lads there, set off for Anfield, set off for Liverpool. George Graham puts a 1971 FA Cup final on, where he reckons he got a touch.
No, never. Charlie George all the way.
We rewinded that spot about 400 times because the lads wouldn't have it. You never got a touch, Gaffer. He's on the mic, I touched it, look, I touched it, rewind. And it was the old video, you know, where you had to punch the buttons in and rewind it. Rewind it, look, I got a touch. He never got a touch, but he's still claiming it.
It's the final to win the double. It goes, eventually Charlie George gets the winner.
That's right.
Against Liverpool.
Against Liverpool. And that's one where Charlie George lays down.
Flat out in the
lays down flat.
It was the beginning of grandstand for years and
that's
years.
That's right.
And years.
Iconic. It's iconic. So that kind of broke the journey up. You hit a little bit of traffic. You're going up to Liverpool. It takes the guys' minds off things. You get into Liverpool. You go and have a bit of lunch and you know, you go to the rooms, etc., etc. Nervous. I'm not even playing, but I'm feeling.
This stage you've been up for 12 hours already.
Oh yeah, there's no sleeping. Some of the boys get to sleep, some of the boys don't. You know, we're all having a laugh. Team talk. He names the team. He's going to name the subs at the ground. Keep everybody focused. So we get to the stadium and we see Arsenal, we see Everton fans. Please, you know, giving it all that. It was great. Please. So we get to Anfield and the atmosphere is unbelievable. And Graham, I think there has to be a bit of a human side to it as well because Arsenal, they've always been a classy club, and Arsenal, obviously it was the Hillsborough disaster.
It's the reason the game
got delayed
game.
So much, you know, and they said, you know, whatever, in the heat of battle, we'll battle them. But beforehand, we're going to make sure every player has a wreath, has a bouquet of flowers and goes and gives it to the Liverpool fans as a gesture of faith from Arsenal, you know, Arsenal players. So we're gonna battle you once the whistle goes.
But for the moment, there's
respect. For the moment, this is the respect, you know.
It's beautiful, isn't it? It's the right thing.
And anybody watches the footage, the Arsenal players come out with the wreath and they go all around the state, all around the ground, and they give it, and then they come back, consolidate, and then the game kicks off. And myself and likes of Paul Davis, etc., we're in with the Arsenal fans behind the goal.
Way.
No, seriously, we're behind the goal, and it's amazing because Steve Bold goes close early on. You know, we get up with. we're back being fans.
Yeah,
And we're getting up and fans are like hugging us and all that. We're thinking, we're going close. And George Graham said it before the game. He says, if it's 0-0 at half time, we got them where we want them. And you can imagine, we're like, wow. But he was supremely confident. Then Alan Smith scores at our end. We're going nuts, Graham. It's brilliant.
That must have been utterly off the scale.
Off the scale.
Not because you're working for the club, it's your club.
Not only am I a fan, I'm a player who trains with these guys. I feel part of it, although I'm not getting a medal or anything. I feel part of it because all of the work that's gone on in that week, I've been part of. And the club have nearly let it slip. We should have won the league 5 games before. But Liverpool came back like a train. So now it's down to this. Alan Smith scored. We're delighted. Then I don't know if you remember, Michael Thomas has an opportunity where it kind of gets caught under his feet. And everybody thinks that's the chance.
It's gone now.
It's gone now, you know, everybody's down, a bit down. And then Kevin Richardson goes down with cramp. And then Steve McMahon saying 1 minute. John Barnes gets the ball, he kind of going to the corner, and then he cuts in as if he's... That's the way Liverpool were. John Barnes was an incredible player. But Kevin Richardson, dogged how he is, ex-Everton, nicks the ball, gets it back to Lukic. And then the rest is history. Lukic to Dixon, Dixon to Smith.
Can you see?
I can see it now.
Because I know from, if you're behind the goal, sometimes you're leaping about, you're shouting. I know the difference between watching a game and supporting.
Not
and
Graham.
sometimes I'll come away and go, listen, I haven't got a voice, we've won there, but...
No, Graham, we'd moved from there. Because with 5 minutes to go, we come out of the Arsenal section and we're led round the pitch because we're going to go in the dressing room. So we go and we're lined up near the tunnel. So we're crouching down and players are, you know, we're all down there. And I'm watching the build-up. And this is me. I see it goes there. And I know Michael's going to run. And as he goes through, I'm up. And I don't know if you see the footage, when he scores, you see legs at the side. I lost it. I was about to run on the pitch, but the coppers grabbed me. The local police grabbed me. And they had to say, no, he's with Arsenal, you know, he's with the Arsenal. So they said, you can't get on the pitch, you can't go on the pitch. I've lost it. You know, to score so late, it's over.
And it's your long-term mate from South London.
From South London, you know, Stockwell boy. It
kind of feels as if it's meant.
It's meant to be. But and this is how football is, and this is one of the reasons why I love football so much, Graham. Arsenal won the game. Liverpool lost it. Whistle goes. Obviously, there's disappointment at Anfield. Big disappointment. They've just thrown away the title as far as they're concerned. They clap Arsenal, they clap the team. When Arsenal lift the trophy, the Liverpool fans clapped. After the game, in the dressing room, knock at the door. Roy Evans, Ronnie Moran, all those guys come in, say, listen, here's some more champagne. You deserve it. Any team that comes here and wins deserves the title. But we'll see you next year, you know. Have to make sure they get that bit in. We'll see you next year. But for me, to see that class was important.